What's up, karate nerds? I'm standing at the airport. It's a beautiful day, although a little bit windy, because I'm going on my very first karate seminar in Finland. Not as a participant, but as the teacher. Let's go. It's pretty crazy that I've taught seminars in dozens of countries, but never the one country where my family is actually from, Finland. So I'm really excited for this. So this seminar is gonna take place in Vasa, which is a city in Finland where they speak both Swedish and Finnish, I think, because I've never been there before. But the crazy thing is, I need to speak English, otherwise you guys won't understand. The topic of this seminar will be biomechanics, meaning how to practice karate the way your body was meant to function. This is super important, especially if you consider that karate should be a lifetime study. And if you have injuries, you're gonna get problems. You need to have proper technique that respects your anatomy. And also, for efficiency and power and economy of motion, it is really important that you know how to use your body properly, otherwise you will be leaking energy. So basically, we'll be looking at the major parts of your body, the different joints, and how to properly stack them and structure them, and how to time them using inter and intramuscular coordination to maximize your karate moves. In other words, it's gonna be an epic weekend, and I'm so thrilled to have you with me. Nice catch! Whoa!
Yeah.
All right, I have 2, 7, 6. Let's see, 7, 4, 7, 3, 7, 5. 7, 8, 7, oh, right here. My bad. And voila. And voila. What the? Okay, let's try this way. Fancy. Good morning, karate nerds! Finally time for the seminar. Oh, by the way, maybe I should speak Finnish. Huomenta. That's good morning in Finnish. Now I'm just waiting for the organizers, Sensei Linda, to pick me up, and then we're going straight to this sports hall, I think it is, because their dojo wasn't big enough to fit all of the participants. So I'm really excited for this. Alright guys, I'm sitting in the car, and these are the organizers of my seminar here, and I just realized I didn't tell you about them yesterday, so can you guys just quickly introduce yourselves to the karate nerds out there?
So hello, my name is Jens Kniep, and I'm the head coach here in Vasa.
And in the back we have?
My name is Linda. I'm also an instructor in our club.
And it's your birthday, right?
Yeah!
Woohoo! And who are you over there?
Julia.
Nice to meet you. everything starts from the ground. And if your feet is off, then the next thing is off, and the next thing, and then your whole body is just one big compromise. Biomechanical compensation. It's better to have a high correct stance than a deep incorrect stance. Because sometimes when you go deeper, you have to start compensating and everything breaks apart. It's like a t-shirt. If I pull on one end, it will affect the fibers up here as well. So now let's talk about the knee, because it's connected to the foot. So imagine now this is inside of your knee, your ACL. If I twist out against my foot that I try to twist in, I create this torque that my hands are creating right now. But if I collapse my knee and I have this internal rotation, and there is so much slack in the joint that there is no stability. And that is why you should try to have your feet to the front, but at the same time push your knee out so that you're kind of gripping the floor with your toes maybe, like we just did previously in the preparation. And that creates this stability, this mechanical stability in your body that we want for the lower body. Because like the saying goes, you can't shoot a cannon from a canoe. You have to have a stable foundation for your techniques if you want them to be powerful and efficient. In deep stances like a neko ashidachi, you always see this, the knee buckling in. Or a zenkutsudachi, you see the knee dropping in. Very common and not really that good for you. Especially if you want to practice karate a long time. Should be a lifetime study. But unfortunately, many times it's not. People think karate is bad for the body. Bad karate is bad for the body. Not good karate. Karate that respects the human body. Chillaxing in the sun, first session is over, and I'm so impressed by everybody's focus. It's not easy to keep up that attention for 3 hours. Why are there always construction workers whenever I want to film? Anyway, they're quiet now. As I was saying, there were participants from Italy, Belgium, Puerto Rico even, and all over Finland. And they were all so dedicated. I mean, they listened to every word I said and they even laughed at my bad jokes. Now time for a quick snack, quick bite before the next 3-hour session. You guys have to see this snack I bought. Look, it's a cricket chocolate bar, coconut and pineapple. It contains 14 crickets, 70% cocoa, and no gluten. Whoa! This here is the hip socket, okay? Right here. Now, if you want stability in your hips, if you want stable, strong hips, what's the best way to make this structure stronger? Tell me. How can I make this package strong? I can try to squeeze, right? I can try to use muscular contraction to get my hips strong and powerful. Or why not be a little bit smart about it? Why not rotate? What happens? It's like wrapping Christmas candy, right? When I wrap, it keeps getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Does this make sense? Yes. And this is how your hip works. Stability and mobility is achieved by rotation, not by tension. So if you lack hip mobility, you will have weak hips or too stiff hips, depending on if you need internal or external hip rotation. These are scapular push-ups. All you're doing is protracting and retracting your scapula. If I remove my gi, you could see that now something is sticking out. It's like the McDonald's M up here. And then you push. Yeah, but try not to move your butt or your spine too much. We just want this action, not this action, okay? I know it's difficult because like I said, we're not used to moving this part. It's stiff, so it goes together with everything else. But try to just isolate this part right here. Not only will it add 10 centimeters to your reach, but it will give you stability as well if you actually have to hit something. But if you're only concerned about punching thin air, it doesn't matter. But to me, karate should be practical. If I need to use it, I should be able to. And if I want to exert force or power on something, I need to be able to withstand that power as I impact. And if my body is not structurally stable, I won't have that ability. I just had to come up here and take a quick moment to say that we're having so much fun, and I wish that you were here.
What is, in your opinion, to you, the core or punainen lanka of either karate or martial arts?
I think if it's martial arts, then it has to be the human body, right? Because that's what we all have in common. That is the tool, that is the weapon that we're using. Unless you're using other tools or weapons, right? And that's what we all have in common. And if you don't understand the human body's anatomical weaknesses and strengths, then you're not in mastery of the only tool that you will always have, which is your body. And we all have a body, but we were never given an instruction manual for how to use it. We were just born with it. And that is why there are so many different practices around the world in every culture that tries to teach you how to use your body and how to connect it with your mind and breathing and all of this. So I would have to say that it's the body. But of course, in Japanese, there's the concept of shingi tai. Have you heard about this concept? It's the psychological, it's the physiological, and it's the technical. And all of these three have to be in perfect alignment. So don't just focus on the body, because I said that the body is what we all have in common. Remember the technical and the mental too. Yeah.
Well, you talk about those how the body works, like there's knee, this thing like that. Have you ever studied those with some physiotherapists or something?
Yeah, many times.
So it's not just your opinion you have.
No. And even if it is my opinion, you should criticize it. You should say that's bullshit if you don't believe it, or if you don't.
There's some actual science behind it.
Yeah, or if it's not, or if it doesn't work for you, you just tell me. I have thick skin. I've been on social media for years. People hate everything I do somewhere, sometimes, at least not all the time. But you need to be able to take criticism if you're giving information or advice to people. And I always try to combine sports science, which is one of the great things about modern karate, with the traditional karate. Because I believe that maybe all of the traditional techniques that we do were not based on physiological principles from science. But now we have that. So why not try to bring that knowledge into the tradition? There are so many of these small nuggets or pieces of knowledge that you can get from sports science, even if it's not karate, that you can use to improve your karate. That's how I see it. I want to bridge the gap between the old and the new.
You said you had traveled a lot and met many other martial arts experts. So what do you see as the difference between their styles and how they teach in other countries?
I see martial arts as a big mountain. There are many paths that lead to the top. When you're standing at the foot of the mountain as a beginner, the paths look very distant from each other. They look very different. But the higher you get on that mountain, what happens? The closer to each other the paths get. Meaning at the highest level, we have more in common than we think with somebody who does something else, if they're also on a high level. That is how I see it. So it depends on your skill level in a martial art, in any given martial art. And the better you are, the less differences there are. And ultimately, at the very top, there is only one moon to be seen for those who achieve the summit, like Bruce Lee said. Let's line up. Every journey comes to an end. I'm standing outside of the airport here in Vasa, which by the way has to be one of the tiniest one I've ever been to. And it's time for me to go home because I just smashed this 9-hour teaching assignment here. Oh, by the way, this is a drawing that one of the participants gave to me. So cool. I got something similar at my seminar in Luxembourg last year. Anyway, I hope that you learned something new about how the human body works and how you should apply it to karate. Because it's not enough to just understand it, you gotta respect it. You only have one body and you're gonna use it, hopefully, for the rest of your life. That is why biomechanics is so important. So just leave a comment and let me know what you thought. Now my next seminar is actually in Ireland. So until then, train hard, good luck, and take care.